Woolly mammoths went extinct 4,000 years ago, but their genes could help fight modern-day superbugs. That's because researchers are searching the DNA of extinct animals like mammoths and Neanderthals for antibiotic compounds that could help combat drug-resistant bacteria. They're also searching for those compounds in bacteria that's been frozen in time in Arctic permafrost. And they're using artificial intelligence and machine learning to speed up this search. Here's how it works and why it's so important. Bacteria are a leading cause of death worldwide. They kill more than 1.27 million people every year, mostly because some have evolved to become resistant to our antibiotics. To identify novel antibiotics, scientists are exploring all sorts of unconventional sources. A group of researchers, for example, recently proposed mining the DNA of extinct species for antimicrobial peptides, or AMPs, which are small proteins that can destroy bacteria. In a recent study, they used AI to comb through publicly available mammoth and Neanderthal DNA sequences looking for genes that code for AMPs. The idea is that if these ancient genes code for AMPs, then the proteins they make might be able to kill modern bacteria, even superbugs. The researchers found 260 peptides encoded by 148 mammoth genes and 249 peptides encoded by 139 Neanderthal genes. What's more, when they tested these peptides against 5 bacterial species, including one that's notoriously difficult to kill, E. coli, they found that several of them were highly effective at killing bacteria. One of the most potent was a protein called BM10, which comes from the mammoth. It was able to kill E. coli and 4 other bacterial species at concentrations as low as 10 micrograms per milliliter. For comparison, the study's co-author and an expert in antimicrobial peptides has previously found that a concentration of 100 micrograms per milliliter is considered really good, so BM10 is pretty amazing. What's more, this BM10 protein appears to have a novel structure, which makes it particularly exciting. Novel structures are rare and hard to come by, but they're desirable because bacteria are unlikely to have developed resistance to them yet. According to the World Health Organization, we're in dire need of new antibiotics, especially ones with novel mechanisms of action, and the race is on to find them. Because while we've only identified about 100 natural products that could be used as antibiotics, there are thought to be millions of undiscovered natural products out there that could be used as antibiotics. So, who wouldn't be excited about a potential woolly mammoth antibiotic? In another recent study, a different group of researchers took a slightly different approach to finding new antibiotics from ancient DNA. Rather than searching for antimicrobial peptides, these researchers searched for genes linked to antibiotic production. They looked at the genomes of bacteria that were found in layers of permafrost that were 20,000 to 30,000 years old. Although this ancient bacteria was no longer viable, meaning it could no longer reproduce, its DNA remained intact. After comparing the genetic codes of these ancient bacteria to modern bacteria, the team identified 168 unique gene clusters that were candidates for antibiotic production. Importantly, the researchers demonstrated that some of these ancient bacterial genes produced compounds that were effective at killing both gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria, 2 broad categories that encompass many pathogenic species. Although neither of these studies has yet to yield the next big blockbuster antibiotic, the work is still important because it sheds light on the evolution of resistance. Before we started using antibiotics, nature was already waging a constant war between bacteria and the organisms that eat them, producing lots of antibiotics. And bacteria have been evolving to resist them for hundreds of millions of years. By studying these natural selection processes, we might be able to better understand how resistance works and how we can combat it. For example, in the Mammoth study, the researchers noted that many of the peptides they tested were only able to kill certain strains of E. coli, but not others. This suggests that bacteria have already begun developing resistance to these ancient peptides. Learning how bacteria have resisted them over the millennia could help us develop strategies to overcome resistance to modern antibiotics. Plus, It gives us a glimpse into what life might have been like back when woolly mammoths roamed the earth. Maybe they had superpowers.